And welcome to the super fun, awesome, happy time darkness show. My name is Gabor.
Spooky.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome along. I'm Alex. Going to check out this really cool reverb from Dreadbox today called Darkness.
Yeah, that's why it was the darkness show. Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, this is super cool. Ambient, crazy reverb. Going to get into some sounds. If you could hit like and subscribe on the channel first, give us a thumbs up, ding the notification bell, and comments, questions below.
Yes. And should mention right from the start as well, this was sent to us by the awesome, awesome people at Dreadbox. Hi, guys. Yeah, and there's other Dreadbox videos you can watch here.
Yep.
And some Eurorack video you can watch here. Okay, so the darkness, it's basically a reverb.
Yes.
Stereo reverb, and we are listening to it, or you are listening to it in a beautiful stereo, so maybe listen to it with headphones or through good speakers. It's a reverb with a granular pitch shifter attached to it, which gives you that kind of shimmer kind of thing, and an infinite hall function with some benefits.
Cool.
Which we'll get into later.
All right. Just like I said, the setup is stereo. There's just 2 amp sims on the UAD platform. Cleanish plexi thing left and right.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it. That's what you're hearing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into it. So it has secondary functions, but let's start off with just what you can see here, right?
Okay.
So you've got spread, decay, mix, control, and you've got the mode. Then you've got the on-off switch, and you've got the hold switch. So let's just start. Do you want to start, and I'll fiddle around a little bit? So this is what it sounds like clean without... we're still in light, no darkness. So we'll get into that a little bit more because there's other things you can do with it, but you've got a hold switch, which basically whatever you're playing, it freezes it, and then you can play over it without reverb.
Layer up.
Okay, so let's just check out the spread knob. So the spread and decay sort of work together. They're basically how big the reverb is. But the way I kind of sort of see it, spread is like the width of the reverb, and decay is the length of the reverb, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So if we turn a spread down, and to start with it low.
Okay.
So you can go like if you turn it down, you can get almost a kind of a roomy sound.
Yep.
But by turning the decay on up, it gets sort of longer. But now turning the spread up, it kind of adds that sort of body to it, right? So if we have the decay down and spread up. And actually, so it's got a kill dry as well, so you can turn it. It's got trails at the moment. I always find with that stuff you need trails.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can turn it off as well. But that's basically that. So, spread and decay kind of work together.
Yep.
Right. So between them, you find that sort of what kind of sound reverb you like. Now mix. If we go all the way that way. Got to wait for a while. A mix. So in the middle, it's at about 50-50, and then all the way up, it's no dry. All the way down is all dry. So it's all wet, all dry. Okay, now let's check out the control. Now the control works together with the mode knob.
Yep.
Or mode switch. So at the middle right now, so the control basically, well, I should say what it controls. It controls the granular pitch shifter. So in the middle, you don't have any pitch shifting going on. As you go down to an octave down. If you go up to an octave up. Or is it 2 octaves up? No, 1 octave up. Yeah. So if I go all the way down, for example. Takes a while. Now, to turn the mix of that up and down, you go to mode 2, and mode 2 now, this becomes a mix.
Cool.
So mode 1, let's say you set it to down an octave.
Yep.
So basically, the mode thing, you can select what, because I mean the thing is, you can also, if you really want to, you can go like some wacky note that you will really like there, for example.
Oh, like a modulated speckle fourth.
And because it's granular, there's movement there as well.
Yeah.
It's not just a static.
It's horror film.
That's horror film stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Score, yeah.
Okay, so let's keep that sort of roughly in the middle at the moment. Now let's look at all the secondary functions, and I'm going to use my iPad, cheaty iPad, for the secondary functions. So one of the secondary, so you access secondary functions by holding down the foot switches as you're turning the knobs, right? Yeah. So if we're looking at the on-off switch now, now the mix becomes a filter. So if we're going, for example, quite a big reverb, so you can hear it. So one side is a high-pass filter, the other side is a low-pass filter. So you can kind of find, you can get rid of frequencies you don't like. Or if you want it to be more in the background, you can get rid of some of the higher frequencies. If you want it to be more in the foreground, you can get rid of some of the lower frequencies. Also, depending whether you play guitar, synthesizer, there's different things you can do. In the middle, at 12 o'clock, it's unaffected, right? So I find often with this stuff, if you go a little bit get rid of some of the top end, it rounds it off nicely, I find. Now the mode switch, to the left you turn trails off.
Yep.
To the right you turn trails on. So it just now it's off. You hold that in, go to the right. So that's that.
Yep.
Now these two, that knob is always it doesn't have any secondary functions. It's just a spread. Now these two now become an LFO. So we can do modulation to the reverb.
Fancy.
So control is the rate, and decay is the depth. So let's add some LFO-ness to the reverb. So some like modulation basically to the reverb.
Granularly? Not a word.
Sure. So let's go maybe up an octave.
Sure.
It gets pretty crazy fairly quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the decay knob, you have two options again for LFOs. So in the center, it's kind of off. And then as you go clockwise, hang on, which one's clockwise? One's sample and hold. Or left. So counterclockwise is sample and hold, clockwise is triangle. So you get two different types of modulation forms you can kind of access.
Okay.
And then it controls the speed of that modulation. So, you know, if we want... and actually it's turned... Because you don't have to have it on the... On the pitch. It works with the reverb itself as well.
Yeah.
So if we turn that off, if we just have now the...
A little bit of chorusing is pretty cool.
A little bit of modulation. Yeah, I mean, you can go crazy,
And
but
it's
you don't have to.
one of those things that's outside the box, but it's still very, very usable in
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
Without being too wacky.
So it modulates the trail of the reverb, but it also modulates the shimmer. So it modulates both.
Lovely.
Right. So, but you don't have to have the shimmer on for the modulation to work. Okay. So that's a secondary function with this. Now, the hold switch has other secondary functions. Now, what you can do with the hold switch, that's the infinite sustain. But the infinite sustain has a gate on it.
Ah, does it?
So what you can do, well, it has a gate and it has an attack and a decay on it. So what you can do with it is you can have it so as soon as you hit that, it just instantly grabs what you're playing.
Yep.
And then as you turn it off, it instantly goes away. But you can also set it so you hit it and it gradually fades in. And as you turn it off, it gradually fades out.
Cool.
But then you also have the gate, and what the gate does is you can actually have it so it only does it while you're playing. So it only does it hold as you're playing. If you stop playing, the kind of drone in the background fades out, which you can set with the attack decay thing.
Sure, yeah.
So, for example, if we turn, so secondary functions, if we turn both of these things down, we've got to turn the gate on by flicking it to the right. Yes, to the right. So mode switch to the right, gate is on. Now turn attack and decay all the way down.
Okay.
So that means it should instantly come on, right? So now if we set the gate all the way down, for example, if you play. So now you turn the gate up, it goes away. But now as you start playing, or if you just strum a chord, it's there, right?
Yeah.
But it's only there as something's being played. So as soon as you stop, it goes away. The threshold is set quite high. But now if we set the decay up higher,
Hang off the end.
that means it hangs off the end of that.
Yeah, cool.
And you can set it even longer, so you can set it to be really long. So I set it all the way up now. But
Yep.
So you can set, and you can also set the attack, how quick you want it to attack and how quickly you want it to decay, and the threshold, so how hard you have to play for the gate to open, right? So now you can, for example, use it kind of like a drone. So you play a chord of some sort, strum a chord. But it goes away as soon as you stop playing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's different options with it, what you can do with it, and how useful or how not useful it is. For that sort of drone thing, I think it's pretty cool to be able to do that.
Yeah, it's cool.
And you just set it to whatever you kind of, what works for you, right? So what kind of attack, what kind of decay, what kind of threshold. that also changes depending on your output of your pickups, whether you're using guitar or synthesizer and all that sort of stuff. But I mean, that's basically it.
Should we just get a couple of sounds and play out?
Sure.
Let's do that.
So that was The Darkness by Dreadbox.
It's a lot going on for something with 4 knobs, isn't it?
Yeah. It's quite. I got to say, I really like the whole series of pedals they do.
Yep, definitely.
They're all super simple to use. They look great. I love the look of it. I love the design.
Yeah, that kind of Japanese aesthetic.
Yeah. The colors they chose, everything. I really dig their stuff, and they're super awesome people as well. So big thank you to all you amazing guys and girls at Dreadbox over in Greece for sending this stuff out to us. Yeah. And what else can people do while they are in the darkness surfing the interwebs, Alex?
I don't know. Hey, there's links below to Instagram, Facebook, and a podcast. Please check them out if you've got a second.
Please do.
And comments, questions below. What do you think?
Yeah, let us know in the comments below what your thoughts are. There might be some more videos. I reckon we should do some videos where we combine a bunch of those Dreadbox pedals and also use the CV stuff on it. There'll be more.
Stay tuned. Like and subscribe. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Catch ya.